Close that. Bring us all back here. So, again, just for all of you joining us and everything, I do want to give a trigger warning on our content. Today's episode is going to be dealing with some horror-esque themes here. We're going to be having violence, body horror, body mutilation, adult themes such as sex and drugs, and overall dark themes. So if anything like that bothers you, I would say just kind of like skip the end of this session and maybe like the previous episode and this episode if you're on YouTube. We'll catch you up storyline wise. It's no big deal. And then as we come back and everyone kind of settles, we temporarily lost Tori due to a power outage. So Tori, really all that you missed was one of the caravan drivers is kind of picking up those attributes of the other guests. They're kind of like they're being deformed a little bit, like hunching over, their hair is starting to fall out, and there is a terrible stench, like that sickly. I don't know if anyone's like actually smelled a corpse. I don't suggest it. Yes. It's gross. That very like sickly sweet, like hits you in the gut smell, that is everywhere. So unfortunately, because of your last perception check, you're kind of like dazed in kind of like some things look like they did before, but you're also like you're kind of picking up the changes that have happened in the space. So you're caught between being in that daze and not. Ember also grabbed the caravan driver that was in the corner, just horrified, and is like, "We need to get the fuck out of here right now."
Good job.
Yeah, you all are running. Spoopy has stated that Hana is going to be in the back, and you know, the two of you, I'm assuming it's probably going to be Ember and Raga, just fucking throw open the double doors and you run down the hallway. Before I get to what you can see outside the windows, if anyone is interested, Spoopy, you said that you wanted to do something very quick.
Yeah, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to cast Daze. So I'm going to cloud the target's mind and daze it with Mental Jolt. Deals damage equal to my ability modifier, which is 2. So 2 mental damage, and then the creature has to make a basic will save.
Yep.
And my DC is 12.
Go ahead and make your casting roll, my dear.
$16.
Oh my god, where the fuck is it? Why are there so many types of golems? I don't care. Well, eventually I will care. Right now I don't. Nope. Doesn't even phase it. Doesn't even affect it. The thing looks at you as you like throw this spell at it and kind of like pushes itself up against the cage, still holding in its 2 hands on one arm. The like basically just, viscera putty was that person. And so what you see is it starts to stick its arms through the cage and like dislocate joints and like compress itself. And so as it's squeezing through this cage, you just dip. So everyone is now in the hallway.
Time to go. I'm gonna change shape as I'm running. Be like, I need to be able to use.
You're like, I am out. I'm curious, does change shape also affect your clothes, or are you just like in the nude?
It doesn't say anything about that, and because it's all very magical kitsune shit, I would assume that it's just shape, and then I come back and vomit.
Because I had that thought when you were like, I transform and I walk around among my compatriots, and I'm like, do they just see like your clothes back there and are like, is she naked? Like, what the fuck? Okay. Anyways, so as you enter the hallway, there are the windows that were there when you were previously here. Only 2 of them, one on each side in the middle, are there. As you stare out, it is shadows. It's almost like if you were to take a fog and like mix it with just pure shadow. You can't see anything but the swirling mass. You can't see the ground. You can't see the sky. You can see through it, but it's like that. As soon as that light fades, it's just nothing. You are essentially in a void. In front of you are a set of double doors, and you start to hear the creature scream again behind you. So the 5 of you are currently in this tunnel. Go ahead and take it away.
I'm gonna start half a prayer and half a curse. And as I'm doing that, I'll just start pulling some divine good energy into my hand and prepare a divine lance for if I need it.
Okay. So you're going to prepare a reactionary spell. Awesome. Anyone else got anything, or are y'all just going to move forward?
Where can that detect magic?
let me do a quick read.
At this point, Spoopy, by the way.
Ignore that.
At this point, it is almost as though the very air you are breathing is magic.
I'm just gonna be like, we are surrounded.
I think I'm gonna turn to the caravan
In
driver
magic.
that I had brought out of there and just be like, you stick behind me or at my side and never between me and what I'm attacking. Got it?
He just kind of like nods his head.
Yeah, and then she's just great sword about like whatever the fuck comes through that door. She's just gonna back away and prepare a strike.
Okay. So you close the doors behind you. You hear the scream. There's the double doors in front of you. Are you going to kind of like weather the storm or just try and get the fuck out?
I'm kicking those doors down.
The first 2 here? All right. So Ember just runs in, divine energy in hand. You kick the door, and you can see now that the almost like this courtyard, if you want to call it that, through the window here, you're able to see that there is another building, be it a room or actually part of this weird complex, across the way. And the light from where you are, because there's torches lighting the hallways here. The light is enough to reach it, so you can tell there's a wall there, but you can't really tell more than that. And at your left and right are more sets of double doors.
Ideas?
Would I be able to tell the difference if like this was an illusion versus like a transport situation?
Yes.
Do you want to make like a Arcana check or?
Yeah, go ahead and do an Arcana check.
I'm gonna call over to Roga and be like, I'm not an ideas person, I'm a kill person.
13.
So you can't tell if it's an illusion or anything, but
What we were in before.
this still very much feels like you're there and it's real. Like, if you were to touch the wall, you would feel a wall. It wouldn't like be that like weird dream thing where you're like, oh, this wall is like stretchy. You're like, that is solid. I hate my life.
A little bit.
I don't even know. Can I sense any foreboding evil or non-deity good from any direction?
Behind you, most definitely. In front of you,
Gotcha.
not much. My suggestion would be run.
Stick to the left, and we'll just, I guess, go left.
Alrighty. So Raga, again, pushes open the door and just runs through. Raga, you see in front of you are actually a few doors. And the tunnel goes forward and then kind of curves to your right in a sharp 90-degree turn. Ember, you see that, you know, she kind of like, you hear what she says and are just like, fuck it, let's go. So in front of you, as you are able to kind of like come near, there are 2 doors. There's one to your left and one straight ahead, and then the tunnel goes to your right. The doors look like the doors that were in the inn. They even have the number on them and everything.
Felindra, are you still dazed?
Go ahead and give me a will check.
Like, you're trying to...
Just like, come on, we need you, 100%.
We could use a little scouting right now.
Did it? Nope, it didn't go through. It just went through. Never mind, I lied.
So you're able to, like, while you're running, you're like, why is everyone pulling me? You know, like, what the fuck is happening? you can still see the creature as you were getting pulled through and kind of like led by your compatriots, but it wasn't until like you went through that second set of double doors with the window right in front of you that like almost like a shock through your head. You're like, oh fuck, and the gravity of the situation is now upon you. You are 100% in the situation, and we're not in Kansas anymore.
I gotta just push her to the front and say, "Get us out of here!"
Sorry, typing a chat. So yeah, Valindra, as you are running towards the corner, again, you see the door to your left and to your straight forward. Everyone go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Can't math. Sorry.
It's hard when you're eating pickles. I get it.
It's she's lost in that zesty sauce.
The electrolytes just scramble.
So yeah, Valindra and Raga, you two are like laser sighted on getting the fuck out of here. Exactly what's in front of you. You don't have anything aside from survival in your mind. Hana and Ember, you two are a little more aware of what's happening on you, and you hear that cage just like shatter apart almost. Like you hear the sound of like bending and screeching metal, and the very slow but like rhythmic trotting of this monster's feet behind you.
You'd be like, we need to go, we need to go, we need to go!
Gonna turn to the caravan driver. You remember how I told you to stick next to me?
He just kind of like nods his head.
Roga, go over to Roga. And I'm just planting it back there, waiting at the door. Again, taking like steps back.
Okay.
But, like, yeah.
So, because I play way too many horror games in my downtime, which really is just like 3 of them unless you count Resident Evil, I've added a fun thing for me, not for you lot. You all hate me.
Oh.
Has anyone played Amnesia?
Yes.
God damn it!
Cool. You all can hide.
I was gonna suggest that actually.
Yes. So, just a little tidbit, because again, I wanted to create a different experience than most people get with tabletops. So I was like, what if we did this? So, just keep that in your mind, and let's get back to it. Valindra, my dear, because you are in the lead, what is your course of action? Again, you have the door to your left and to the front of you.
I would like to go through the door to my left and hide.
Okay. So you immediately run towards the door, you just push it open, and you notice that it looks as though someone attempted to make a hotel room. Right? Like, there's a bed, there's a barrel, there's a chest. So you're like, in your mind, you're like, this should be a hotel. Like, this screams like a room at an inn. But everything is like mildewy. It's down. Nothing's been taken care of. But there are definitely some places that you were like, I could hide there. But again, it's just like that weird thought of like, it's someone attempting to make an inn room is just kind of stuck in your head. Are you gonna like tell your teammates like, hey, we can hide in here, or are you just like, peace out, I'm dipping, jump under the table or jump under the bed?
I'm thinking. I think we should. I'm gonna keep moving.
You're gonna keep moving. All right.
Yeah.
So, everyone, go ahead and move up, of course. So that door is open, so as you pass it, everyone can kind of see exactly what Valindra saw when she went in. As you pass this corner, there, of course, is the door in front of you. And as you round the corner, you can see another door to your right, to your far left, and then a set of double doors all the way down at the end of the hall in front of you.
I'll just keep pushing the
Just like pushing him
caravan
behind
driver
you.
along,
Like, keep going, keep going.
screaming obscenities at him. You know.
Luca, stop sticking your head in that box. Yes, you. Alright. Doors, directions. It is in your hands. Tori, Spoopy, Aaron, Riley. Anyone. Like, what do y'all want to do?
I'm just trying to keep a bead on both, like at the corner on both hallways, just to make sure if I need to take a shot somewhere I can.
Okay.
I think the implication to Valindra was that she is supposed to be guiding us out.
All right, Tori, that means you're in charge.
Oh no. Okay.
Show scout.
I think I'd like to check the door to each room as we pass them to see what's inside.
Okay. So, this room here, you step in. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
I just closed that.
Okay. So the only thing that you recognize is that this room is filled with candles. All of them, none of them are lit. But it is just like there's 2 racks of candles, each have 4 tiers, and there's just a shit ton of them. I mean, I could do the math because literally that's as many as there are, but that's the thing. So you want to look around, go to your next room. What do you want to do?
I think I would like to take a quick look.
Okay, go ahead and roll another perception check. Hana, if you want to, you can also do one as well.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'd like to follow in because if there's anything remotely flammable or explosive.
Okay. A shit ton is my favorite metric. Mine too. I use it a lot. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. And then Tori, just panic is blinding you. You're just like, okay, candles, candles, candles. Like, you know what's in this room, but you're not really paying attention to any details.
Got it.
Spoopy, you, however, do realize that each of these candles is on a stand, right? And each of these stands has a number on it. You recognize pretty quickly of just like scanning around that there is 0 through 9, and there are multiple sets of them.
Did I ever clock how many rooms there were? We came in.
Nope. The only room that you all went into was the room that you all went in.
So there's 9 of them.
Yes. You also notice that the only thing in this room are the stands and the candles. There's nothing else. Like, even looking under the stands and stuff like that, it's literally just these.
And there's no way to so none of them look like they could potentially be levers or connected to something or a trap button.
Nope. Like, if you went over and picked it up,
Okay.
you could literally just pick a candle up and nothing would happen.
I'm gonna take one.
What
Would
number?
we? You said it was 0 through 9?
0 through 9.
0.
Okay. There are multiple zeros, so you're able to grab one.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it? Move on to the next room.
Does it still sound like we're being pursued?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
18.
You can definitely hear that it's close. You can't quite pinpoint it. It's not moving fast. It doesn't feel like it's in a hurry, but it definitely feels like it's in this hallway here. All right, so Valindra, go ahead and open the door and walk in. So, in front of you is shelves, and on each of the shelves, there is a bottle with a colored liquid. Almost like a champagne bottle, right? None of them have labels, but you can definitely see that, like, you know, like the walls are lined on the shelf. There's probably got like 5 bottles each shelf, and there's 3 shelves for each unit. So That's 15 bottles per shelving. So 15 times 4 is 60. So 60 bottles total. If you want to look for any details, go ahead and roll me a perception check. Otherwise, y'all can move on. Okay. So, you notice you do realize that there's only about one of every color. There are some shades of liquids that's close, but like distinct enough. So like the blue liquid looks like the blue liquid and not, or the bottle of blue liquid looks like, you know, a bottle of blue liquid, but it's distinct enough from like a light blue liquid. So like, I don't know, in layman's term, think of like Gatorade flavors. You know, light blue is going to look like light blue and not taste like blue. But again, that panic is still kind of in the back of your mind.
I follow Valindra in.
Yeah.
And look for anything that looks like alcohol-based or sick enough to be flammable.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. You kind of see the same thing as her. Like, nothing's really standing out. They're all kind of the same consistency. They're very, like, what's the word? Not viscous. They're very liquidy. Like, there's no, like, substance to them. They're all just, you know,
Yeah, I was looking for
a nice
viscous.
bottle of bubbly.
So do they look like alcohol?
I mean, alcohol just looks like liquid. Unless you're drinking, like, a very thick stout. But none of them look like a very
grab
thick
one.
stout. What one?
Just a random one off the shelf, since
Pick
they
a
all
color.
look like the same consistent. I don't know, what's the closest to, like, red or brown?
To red or brown? Well, there is a red and there is a brown. All
I'll
right.
take a brown.
So you have a bottle of brown liquid. It is sealed.
Ew.
Think of like, not like Pepsi, but like if chocolate milk were not like opaque, like that kind of brown. Everyone, go ahead and roll me a perception check. Yeah, like kind of like an ale, like a very nice like thin ale.
God damn it!
So Valindra, you are the only one to hear this. The rest of you are just still in, you know, fight or flight mode. You hear one of the sets of the double doors just slam open and reverberate. So that creature, whatever is stalking you, is definitely getting closer.
I think we should probably move a little quicker. What do you think?
Go for it. Just fucking book it.
As we're going, I'm just gonna break off the top of that bottle and just start pouring behind us.
Go ahead and roll me a strength check.
I'm just gonna shatter
yeah,
it,
I know.
whether it means
roll,
using
roll
the
me
butt
a
of my gun.
roll me a strength check.
I am. 7.
All right, so you're just like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and you just like try to pistol whip it, and you're tink, nothing happens.
Here.
Yep.
All right,
Do I need to be able to see my target to use the message spell in Pathfinder?
yes.
Okay.
Ember, you have a little more luck. You're just kind of like snap it, and you just hand it back to her. The liquid is completely
Thank you.
free flowing.
Pouring it out as we go.
Mm-hmm.
And with the like flint I have in my like backpack, I'm gonna light this candle.
Okay. So you light the candle. It
Yeah.
immediately
And
goes
I'm like
out.
trying to like
So you light it, and it and just out.
Anyway, keep going.
All right.
You keep going.
Ember's like, I'm bringing up the rear. All right, Valindra, you're at the next set of doors. Do you want to go in?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. So in front of you, while you do that, I'll explain what's in the room.
Jesus.
So in the room, right, there are 4 pedestals, and on each pedestal there is something else. On one of them, there is a cup, very much like a tankard. On one of them, there is a pillow. On one of them, there is a syringe. And on the very last one, there is a plate that is empty. Okay? And you finally kind of like are attuning yourself a little bit to what's going on, so you immediately catch it. On the very back wall is inscribed, "This could be heaven or this could be hell."
You fucker.
As we like come down the light, I want to let
Riley, did you
Ember
pick up
get-
on what the theme is?
Pick up! Pick up! Pick up!
Go
Oh,
ahead and
here's
message me.
the theme.
Message
Here's
me.
The theme. Here's the theme. You walk in first and you're like, "Hello, I'm here with a little subtle hint," and bash us over the head with one thing, and now you're like, "Oh, guess what? Javelin to the face."
Go ahead and send it to me. I'll tell you if you're right or not.
I want Ember to get a little ahead of me, and I want to flint and steel and try and like, catch that liquid on fire.
Catch the liquid on fire. All right. So
Yeah.
you're like, you're flint and stealing everything, and it like a couple sparks hit the liquid. Nothing really catches flame though. Yep, you
Tell
got
me
it.
Emerald in my face! Tell me Emerald!
I love it. I knew you would be the first one to get it. I am so happy.
The liquid doesn't catch.
The liquid does not catch. Riley, I will allow you to metagame one of these puzzles.
Okay. I'm gonna save it for a meaningful moment.
Okay. So yeah, Valindra, that is what you see in front of you. I'm really interested if you're gonna pick up what the first and second dungeon were based off of now. Like I said, this one was a little more heavy-handed because I was like, I really wanted to make an experience for y'all, and I was like, what can I do based off of like my idea of thematics that's not only going to be fun, but I can make very horror-esque. And I thought of that, and I was like, it's heavy-handed, but let's do it. All right. So let's continue back on. Let's reseat ourselves.
Am I allowed to pick things up?
Yes.
I would like to pick the syringe up.
All right. How can I make Riley use it? Yes. So you go to pick the syringe up. Go ahead and roll me a perception check real quick. Okay. So you go to pick the syringe up, and it almost immediately turns to dust in your hands. I really wanted to make another song reference to this one, but I was like, no, that doesn't even have anything to do with this thematic. But
No more eagles.
far off, you can hear a lock disengage.
Oh,
All right.
excellent.
Spoopy, Tori, Aaron, Riley, what do you all want to do next?
It's gonna follow Valindra into the room. What's left on the list?
There
A
is.
cup, a plate, and a pillow.
Pill. Is the cup empty?
Yeah, it's like a stone cup. Or tankard, if you want to call it more aptly what it would be.
Can I take what's like left of this bottle and just pour it in the cup?
You dumped the whole thing out.
Fuck! Can I go back, grab a bottle, and come?
You can if you want.
I'm gonna do that.
So, okay, so stop. Nope. Stop right here. So, as you reach the door and you try to go in, you see two pairs of hands just grasp the corner.
No! Running.
The creature slowly pulls itself around the corner and stares at you and just releases as its head splits open and it hunches forward this guttural scream that shakes you to the very core.
Time to go.
I like that your camera froze, by the way, in such a fantastic position. It's so good.
No.
Oh, do we have another?
Is that?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay. I mean, I was starting to put together certain things, and then like you said the line, and I was like, well, that's obviously what that's from. But
Yep.
I gotcha. I wasn't sure if there was more to it.
Nah, on that one. All of these puzzles have a little bit. So if you know your
Gotcha,
history for
gotcha.
the late 90s, or the late 1900s, I should say. Anyways, so yeah, the creature is very close behind you, but you're still you have enough wherewithal that you can react before it can really do anything. So just booking it out of there. You're not wrong, Lady Lana. The late 90s and the late 1900s are actually the same thing. So you reach the double doors, you're able to push it through. Another set of double doors is in front of you, and through that pair, the hallway actually starts to slant and come inward. However, now that it has found you, the monster's pace is definitely quickening. It's about right at this first set of doors.
Yeah.
Because I poured all that liquid out, could that make that rough?
No,
Right.
nothing is stopping it. So as you all are running and you're rushing
Maybe.
through and everything, again, this hallway has those windows in it, so you can see. You get a better picture of the central like building that this all is around, and you can kind of get the feeling that it's just a giant ring. So at the end of the hallway, there's another set of double doors. And it just kind of is going to repeat itself. Double door, another double doors. This one, though, has a room inside of it. So it's a very small room with a door that you can open up, or you can just all continue to run. So, Ember and Valindra. All right. So, as you close as Ember runs through and closes the door behind her, runs through, closes the second set of double doors, you hear the monster scream again. Valindra just pushes the door open, and it is just a storage room filled with barrels, be it like open and empty or filled with liquid. Definitely something that you all could hide easily.
Powder?
What was that?
Black powder? Maybe?
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me. You notice that the only thing that you can find in these barrels is there's one with what appears to just be water. It's a very, it's water. And then there's a couple that are full with grains or potatoes, but the vast majority of them are just empty. There's nothing really interesting unless you need some water or some snacks.
Run or hide, what are we doing?
See, the problem is that when Brandon says hide easily, they forget that I have a -2 to stealth. So
True, but you're also small enough that you could probably fit in this urn right here. I actually forgot that you had a -2 to stealth.
What are we doing?
Tick tock, clock's ticking.
What are we doing
there?
next?
Hide!
There you go.
Hide?
Okay,
Change shape so I'm as small as possible.
All right. So y'all pick your effective things. Go ahead and roll me a stealth and a survival roll, each of you. So one of each. See, look at that. You made a 13. That's way better than a 0. Oh, I need to roll for oof. All right. So, the good thing is, you all are able to hide in a barrel and everything. The bad news is, as you're sitting there, kind of panting to yourself, trying to calm down and everything, the 5 of you are sitting there, and the door opens. And now, none of you can see it, but you can hear the beast squeeze through the door and start to sniff and look around. The good news is for the 4 of you, it passes you by without even so much as a thought. The bad news is you hear the caravan driver panicking in the corner, and it just grabs him and drags him away. and you can hear him just yelling and screaming until it just gets far enough away that it's silence again. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, everyone. What's up, dear? So, Valindra
You gotta
Raga,
use some different die.
yeah, she really does.
Anyone that's being these 20s though.
So the three of you, aside, so everyone but Ember, you're all just kind of like, oh fuck, what just happened? Ember, you're focusing really hard, and you realize that like that aura of malice and like bloodthirst, you can't sense it around you. You feel like you have some breathing room now. Like it's instead of like chasing after you, where you like you have that like, you know, the hair on the back of your neck is standing up, you're sweating, that adrenaline is going. Your body is a little more calmer, and your instincts are telling you that like you have some breathing room now.
The ambient chase music has kind of cooled it.
Yeah. If we were in a video game, literally the like Mr. X theme in Resident Evil 2 would just have subsided to your like ambient save room. Like
Yeah.
The three of you though, the other three of you are still just like full panic mode because you're just like, oh fuck, what just happened? But
I guess Ember is going to crawl out of her little barrel. Just be like, I think we should try and find the exit.
Made shape as they pop out. Agreed.
so
From inside the urn, I'll just say, there goes our paycheck.
I'm not thrilled with the fact that we let him be taken.
well, I mean, he kind of did it to himself by like panicking and panting and me rolling a 1 for his stealth check. That's the first one I've rolled. But yeah, so the door is destroyed. It has like basically been accordioned to the side. It lies in splinters. But there's no signs of blood. So you know that the caravan driver at least got taken away relatively unharmed. Like, the room definitely kind of smells like pee now. But you're like, okay, like, you know, it's better than just killing him outright. So.
Looking at like the structure of these walls, are there like support beams that if you would maybe take one down, stuff would just in like one of the hallways?
No. The hallways are kind of built like mining shafts, so there's like arches that are supporting them and are like, again, that weird like it's meant to be decorated like it's a fancy establishment by someone who has no idea what a fancy establishment is or what an inn even is. So it's like,
So there would.
it does its job. The beams do their job, you assume, but they don't look like they belong. If that makes sense.
So there's nothing that looks like a weak stressor point.
I mean, the whole
On
thing
these
looks like
walls.
it's weak. Like it's ragtag wood and like things are rotting. I mean, the whole problem with it though is that y'all are, as you've seen through the windows, just kind of in a void.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm gonna grab Ember. I think if we can get through and keep going, maybe we use this, destroy some things and block off this passage.
Worth a shot.
Start hitting stuff.
Don't have to tell me to, just, like, not even, like, doesn't even finish her own sentence and just starts smashing.
So,
Like the goal is to like cave it in, so if it comes charging through again to the
oh yeah,
same
you
path,
want to
it's
like
cut off.
Wile E. Coyote it, where it's like you
Yeah.
delicately balance that stone to where you can get away, but if anything that doesn't know it's there could knock. Okay, I get what you're saying. So yeah,
Well, no, I want to completely block off the passage.
but what if you need to go that way?
We won't need to
So
go
like
that way.
as we're coming out here, I want to block off this corner.
Yeah.
Block off what corner?
So no retreat.
Well, we're still looking for an exit. We haven't found it yet. So if we keep going, then we can block off this area if we can cave it in properly.
Yeah, but what if let's
Why?
So no
let's-
retreat?
Hypothetically, just stick with me here, because Tori's got the right idea. You go down to the end of the hallway, right? And inside that set of double doors, your Mr. Dreamboat there is just waiting for you. But you caved in the hallway. Where are you gonna go? So, Tori, what do you want to do? Tori, Ember.
So if we have some time, and I heard a lock disengage by disintegrating a syringe, would it be safe to assume that the other rooms have a similar?
I think that wouldn't be
Sort
too
of like-
far-fetched, yeah. I think that would be a pretty safe assumption you could make.
So, okay. So is the syringe room done, or do I have to touch the rest then?
No, I'd say it's done.
Okay. So should
I built these puzzles to not be super convoluted, so
Yeah.
it's not like one puzzle, two answers. Like, no.
I just wasn't sure
Oh no,
if it was
Spoopy
the
and
like.
Tori have swapped spots. Oh, okay.
I wasn't sure if it was the kind where I had to like touch one of each and.
No, that one is, you got it first shot. You're good.
Oh, sweet. Excellent. So, since we do have some breathing room and I heard a lock get disengaged, I think I want to go back to the color bottle room and look around a second time.
Okay. Are the three of you, well, Spoopy's in the bathroom. Are the three of you okay with that?
I'll follow.
I'm gonna we don't know because she went to the bathroom. So she went through those doors.
Yeah, here.
I'll just pop out behind her and just take a look. And if they're going that way, I'll watch her back going this way.
Okay, so in front of you is just as before, it's a very long hallway. This one doesn't have any windows in it. At the very far end is a set of double doors, and about halfway down on each opposing side is another set of double doors facing each other. So total, there's 3 ways you can go. But it's just a very plain hallway that has those like arch structures to kind of like act like support.
Would I have the wherewithal to know that this is roughly where the exit would have been in the tavern?
Go ahead and roll me a... What check would actually be good for that?
Recall knowledge, probably?
Yeah.
Which is a what?
Yes.
That is a good...
I just know it exists. I saw it today, so
I think it's an
Whatever
Arcana. It's an Arcana style thing. Let me open up the player's guide. But Tori is actually absolutely correct. It actually would be a recall knowledge.
Okay, what happened?
While I look
Sorry,
this
I had to
up,
go to the bathroom.
yeah, no. While I look this up, Tori, go ahead and catch Spoopy up.
Okay, so myself and Ember went down the hallway to the color bottle room because since we're in a lull, I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to unlock another lock.
Yes, so it would be an Arcana check, Aaron.
Go ahead, Arcana. Hope I could have gone with you too.
Yeah, recall knowledge.
then-
You attempt a skill check to try and remember a bit of knowledge regarding a topic related to that skill. So you're just trying to remember kind of the layout of the hotel or inn or whatever motel, whatever you want to call this contraption in the void. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
And if you hate me now, Riley, wait until the next couple ones. They're not as ham-fisted, I promise. They're a little more subtle. This one was just too much fun for me. So you kind of like thinking of the layout, like if you were to think that, that room that you were originally in, and like trying to place it, even though like everything was distorted, it's very, it's plausible that that is where the entrance would be. Yeah. So let's pop back to Ember and Valindra real quick. You two were looking at the bottle room again.
Correct.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a perception check to check the room.
Yeah.
Ember, would you like to help out? So.
Yes, there are a bunch of colors.
Yes. You do notice though that there is actual like something kind of like scrawled on the back wall. Now that you're a little more calm and you're like actually, instead of just being like, "What's in this room?" You're like, "I need to look for something in this room." It's pretty faded out though, so you can't really like read it. But you do pick up a couple letters, just not enough to like intelligently put together a sentence. Are you gonna use your one metagame here, Riley?
You're muted.
God damn it!
Well, I'm curious what the lettering says first before I do that.
So the only lettering that you can pick out, and they're pretty far spaced far apart, is
Sure.
O and C. In common.
O and C.
O and C, I should say. Like, so O, and then like over here is a C.
Yeah. The OC. I get it. I've watched it.
Yeah, right. We're all in Orange. Secretly, I'm transporting you to the sunny state of California down to Orange County.
Are any of them pink?
That was an accident. Yes.
I was about to say, are you serious? Because like the other one was Hotel California, right?
Possibly.
Okay.
Are they? Is one of them pink?
There is a pink one in there.
Can I brute force this?
You can Bruce force this. Do you want to grab the pink one?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
All right.
You too, Valindra. And Raga.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Oh, and Roga too.
Yep. So while we wait for her to do a perception check, you two definitely don't hear anything. And so you two don't hear anything. But like nothing bad happens, right? Like you pick up the bottle and you're just like, you know, no collapsing ceilings, no exploding, doorways, nothing like that. Raga, while you're staring at the front door, all around you, you can't pinpoint it, but you hear a lock disengage. There is no telling where it is, though. You're just like, that's a funny sound.
That's a funny sound.
Alrighty. Let's see. Raga, go ahead
Yeah, I just have
and...
to-
Oh, yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I wanted to go back in the storage room and grab like a handful of grain and potato, and then like a small bottle of like the water, and then go back to the.
Do you have a water skin?
I do on me, but I also have like my pool kit, so I just might have like a flask or something on me.
Yeah, that's fine. You can go ahead and add like a day's worth of ration, and like that's not the storage room.
No, I wanted to get it from the storage room and then go back here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so what's up? What do you want to do?
I want to put the food on the plate and water in the cup.
All right. So you gather your stuff, you walk to the room, and you do that, and nothing happens. The water just kind of like
Two other
leaks a
pillows.
little bit out of the cup because it's, a stone cup. It's not very well put together. And the food just sits on the plate.
Yeah.
All right. What are y'all's plan now?
Did the front door unlock?
No. Well, I mean, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Sure. I'm here at the front door. I would like to see if it's unlocked.
Yep. So there are no locks on the front door.
Yeah.
It is just a double door.
Yeah.
You want to try and open it?
Yeah.
It swings right open. On the other side, though, is kind of like not the abyss, but like there's a bright light at the end of a hallway. But there's definitely like something substantial that you could walk on through there. It just looks like a very bright hallway.
Okay. You say there is something substantial that I could walk on?
Yeah, like there's a floor, there's walls.
Oh, okay.
It's just you can't see the end of the hallway.
All right, I'll take a step and just say, I'd like to check out now.
So you take a step in, the doors close behind you, and the light fades away, and you find yourself not right there. Don't worry, I'm moving you.
Oh.
You find yourself right back here. So as the light fades away, you notice that there's two double doors on the sides of you, and there is the window in front of you.
Do I know that I got, like, that I'm back in that room?
You definitely feel like you just got spun
like,
around a bit.
Occasionally, I know where I'm at.
Yeah, because everything seems familiar. But you definitely feel like someone just grabbed you and spun you around a bunch and just plopped you down where you are right now.
Gundamar have mercy. Can I smash the glass window?
You would try, yeah. Go ahead and do a melee attack.
All right, swing my hammer at it.
Oh yeah, no, you just hammer through. You're just fuck this place, and just shatter the glass. And as you're watching it, it just falls and falls and falls, and you lose sight of it. There's a stale wind coming in now. It doesn't. It smells kind of like dust and just mildewy. And then you can now hear the sound of the wind coming through the now shattered window.
But obviously, if I were to go through this window, I also would fall and fall and fall. Is what you're...
Yeah, probably.
Right.
Valindra and Ember, what would you two like to do?
I would like to look at some candles.
You would like to look at some candles? All right.
I'll go look at some candles too. Why not?
Go ahead and roll me some perception checks. Because I don't think anyone told you about what they found on the candlesticks.
Nope.
Jeez.
So yeah, you two, you walk in, you're definitely all right, we think we know what's going on, we know what we got to figure out and everything. You're just you are two women on a fucking mission. So you walk in, you're immediately we need to find something, what's going on. And so you immediately recognize that there are a lot of these candles have repeating numbers, right? Ember, you don't pick up on this. Valindra, you notice that there is only 1 9 candle in the room. But there are multiple, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 of every other number. You also realize that on the back wall, a little more clearer than on the other one, are the scratched into the back wall there is... How heavy-handed do I want to go with this?
Go all the way.
I'll go all the way? All right. So on the back wall is scribbled, we do not have that port anymore. I'm really testing your knowledge here, aren't I, Riley? Or you're just I know everything. Fuck this.
The problem is I'm having to really not metagame a lot.
Tori, while you think about that, Spoopy, what are you doing? Are you going to try and catch up with your allies, try and keep figuring something out?
What? Is there any inscription on these altars, each one specifically?
No, there were no inscriptions on the altar. The only inscription was the one that was on the back wall there, which was "This could be heaven or this could be hell."
Fuck no. I don't know what's going on there. So I guess I'll just head back up towards the others.
All right, Aaron, my dear. You're standing above a old library smelling window that is shattered out. Okay. So the four of you reconvene. Kind of catch
There's
each
no
other.
way out.
You're just like, fuck this place. Fuck everything.
I found this hall that had it was like a long hall with a light at the end, so I thought, well, if anything, at least maybe I could die and go, but no such luck.
Yeah, we're looking around this room with candles. I don't really see anything. What about you, Lindra?
Well, there's the words, we don't have that port anymore. And one candle has the number 9 on it, while there's a bunch of other just random numbers.
Did you try taking the 9?
I have not.
Is it
Taking
lit?
it or...
No, none of the candles are lit. They are all burnt
I
out.
tried lighting the 0 and immediately went out. I wonder what would happen if we just tried lighting the 9.
Could we try lighting the number 9 with the...
Yeah, I think Swoopy has some flint and steel.
I mean, I have flint and steel.
It's everybody
Actually,
should.
I
It's
was
in
like,
the
we all have
beginning of
flint and
adventure pack.
So, Valindra, yeah, we'll just
It's
say
in
this.
the beginning pack.
I forgot. I don't play this
I'll
game.
add
I
you
run
commander
this
voice.
game.
You moron! We all have swords!
Note taker.
So you go up. You find the number 9. You pick it up, or not pick it up, but like you set over. You light it, and just like what happened to Hana, the flame ignites and then immediately goes out.
So it's not the number 0, and it's not the number 9.
Well, if it's not the
We don't
number
have
0,
that.
we should try in sequential order.
Well, wait. It says we don't have that part anymore. Lindro, what year was the shattering? Does any off the top of their head remember what year the shattering was?
Recall knowledge, everyone. Arcana checks.
I was about to say, I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Valindra's been in a while.
10.
I'll give him Ember. You don't even know what year you're currently in.
No!
All of you are. You're all just like, what shit? I didn't know I was gonna be quizzed today. I didn't study for this. You're just.
What year is it?
You're.
We all choose to live
Wait,
in the
Could
now.
this potentially be like a society roll instead of Arcana?
No,
Like, could
'cause
I roll society?
recall knowledge is because you're recalling knowledge about a specific thing. It's an Arcana roll, and all of you are
Actually-
just
Oh,
like,
that's stupid. It's our
Sorry, Mr.
history.
DM. Mr. DM, actually,
actually.
if you look at it in the rule book, it does say that it's you recall knowledge using the skill related to the topic that you're doing. So
Which
for
this is
Arcana,
history, so would it
would
not
like
be
arcane
society?
Theories, magical traditions.
Can I roll for society?
Y'all can roll for society if you want. I think it's more funny that you're all just like, we don't believe in years in the calendar.
That was worse.
we just live in the
Okay,
now.
well, that works.
You're welcome. I was shit, but one of y'all remembers.
Listen,
I mean,
I have been in an alcoholic stutter for a week. I don't know what the hell.
See, Valinda would remember. She was alive then.
yeah, but she's also old. Old people forget shit, right?
What?
Aren't you like 440?
No, that was...
Oh,
supposed to
no. I thought you were legitimately like, wait, what? Yeah, so Ember and Hana, you're not even sure, like, well, like, we know why Ember's not sure when or where or even, like, how she is at this point. Hana, you're
very
just
confused,
like,
trying
for
to figure
you,
stuff
you're
out.
like, calendars are weird human things I don't understand. You're just like, I go by the seasons. Like, that is some weird society shit I don't get. Raga, you at least remember that, we're in, like, year 180, or, 159 of PS or post-shattering. If you were to do the math, and Valindra, you remember this as well, it would be approximately of the. It, what?
Go on.
It would approximately be just about 8,632. Would be the calendar age from the unification all the way to where you are post shattering of Phaeton.
I know we try that.
Yeah. What, 8632? Is that what we said?
Yep.
Line up the candles in 8632 and then light them.
Okay.
Is it possible to light it under that message where it's written? Like, is there somewhere we can like line them up and then light them?
Yeah, no, like you could put them on the floor and do that if you want. So yeah, you line it, you grab one of each candle, because again, those ones have multiples, so you just grab one of each candle and you light them. And even though as you're lighting them, you do watch each of the individual flames ignites and then just completely goes out.
What a shot.
Smart idea.
You all do still have a whole bunch of stuff that away.
Do we keep going?
The candles.
But the candles.
There's just not enough information here.
I'm just gonna go up and light one.
Just one? All right. So you find one of the ones, and you light it, and it stays lit.
What the hell? I'm gonna light number 2.
You light number 2, and both the candles go out.
Can we light the number 3 after the number 1?
Are you just brute forcing this?
No,
No,
We're just gonna-
there's a reason.
I have a
I know
reason
the
for
reason.
3.
Yeah,
You have a reason
I
for
know the
3?
reason for 3 too.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you
Oh
light
my
one,
God.
you go to light 3, and they both go out.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
well that
unfortunate.
number goes out the window.
On to 4.
I'm-
1-4.
Again,
Are we just
one
gonna keep going?
one lights, no problem, and then as soon as you get the flame on 4th, they both go out.
1-5.
I will say, again, these are not convoluted. I have left hints around so that everyone can figure it out without metagaming. I see you, Riley. Without metagaming. There are hints everywhere. You do not need to brute force these.
Oh yeah. 1-5.
What is this? 5th verse? 5th verse, same as the first. One ignites. As soon as you light the 5th one.
How long do you think they're gonna let us do this before the monster comes back around?
I'm not really sure. 1-6.
Everyone go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh my.
Was that everyone?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
So
I have no awareness of what time or age I'm currently living
But
in.
you
No
know what
clue
the
day,
fuck
but
is
I can
going
hear a
on right
shrew
now.
from 5 miles off.
while it doesn't sound close, you can hear them. Pretty much all of you can hear the monster roaming around. Ember and Hana, you two hear it from the south of you. And just so everyone's aware, there is a compass rose. So north is the up direction on the map. South is the bottom direction of the map.
You said it's coming
Yeah,
from the south?
it's coming from the south of all of you.
Okay, I think we've been in one place for too long. We need to move north.
Well, north would be into this room, which you could. I mean, you could try and hide again.
Or we need to keep moving. We need to keep going. Just not back down.
I just sense the disappointment in Riley.
I'm sorry, but we've been staying in one place too long, and we are being hunted.
Agreed.
All right. So, y'all skedaddle and skedaddle, and you get through the double doors here on the way. And much like the other half of it, it kind of mirrors itself. You have a door on the right, and you have a door straight in front of you, and it curves around at 90 degrees to all of your left.
I try the door at the end of the hall and just try.
I just thought of that too, Ember. I was
slowly-
like, I don't think she's paying attention. We'll drag her
I'm paying
along.
attention. I was just writing down what numbers we had tried.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we just I want to just slowly try that door.
The door straight in front of you? Okay. So, the door straight in front of you are 5 statues, right? They all
Okay.
look the exact same. They're 5 average height men. All of them have their hands bound in front of them, and they're all wearing blindfolds.
What's the garb look like on them?
Just some like townsman clothes, like, you know, like an overshirt that a farmer might wear on a hot day, and some like pants and boots. They're definitely not fancy, but they're not like gutter poor peasant, you know?
Is there anything distinctive that could indicate where they're from?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
24.
They look identical.
Yes, but there's nothing on in the clothing, like the manner of clothing that would indicate where
Nope.
someone would be thinking
It
the models would be.
It looks like someone carved one of the statues and then somehow, like to the atom almost, duplicated it 4 more times.
Not what I'm asking. Like the actual details, I know that they all look the same. I'm saying that is there any detail on the statues as a whole that could, the type of clothing that was carved into it, like any kind of accessory on them that might indicate the area they're from?
Not to you.
Like the model itself.
No.
Okay.
If anything, it kind of
That's
looks
what I was
like
trying to distinguish.
before the days wore off, they do look just kind of like some of the patrons when they were normal looking. Like the statues are wearing like everyday clothes, right? Like what you would see in town, for example.
Magic.
Nothing.
Detect magic.
Nope, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, yes and no. Everything is still permeating with magic, but you're able to.
There's nothing else in the area.
No,
Does it look like they could have been petrified?
Nope.
Any inscriptions
On the statues? No.
in a room as a whole?
No inscriptions. Would the 3 of you, so we'll pause this. Would the 3 of you like to come in the room and look around as well, or what?
I'll take a look.
Okay. Ember and Raga?
My positioning, unless otherwise stated, is always going to be at the back of the group in this scenario.
Okay.
I'm going to tell Valindra, these look like the people.
Aaron?
I'll just turn to Ember and say, you have any Phaetons or anything like that?
Hey, what?
You know, spikes. Climbing spikes or anything.
Oh, like Caltrops style.
Oh. I'm not sure. I'm gonna rummage through my pack. Are those standard in adventuring packs?
I
think
don't
they are in
actually
D&D.
know.
I don't know about Pathfinder.
They're not, unfortunately. You probably need climber's gear.
I know rope is, like 100%.
Yeah.
I
Right,
had
but
an.
if I'm
Let me
looking
check
for something
something.
to hammer in front of the door.
Just kind of like try and bar the door a little bit.
Yeah, or something.
I mean, you also have your javelins you could use too.
Are there?
I have rope.
Yeah, cool. Are the handles on the doors in a way that we could tie the door shut or bar the door shut?
No, they're definitely like, they're wooden, but they're like the 2 handles that you can grab and push the doors open together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good. Rope.
Yep. So 2 of you tie the doors off and everything. That's what you're working on. Valindra, what were you going to do?
Well, since I walked in, can I also look to see if I see anything in the room that's interesting?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. I need to go back to this. So because you're not focusing on the statue and you're looking around the room, you realize that there's mirrors on the ceiling.
Mm.
I didn't know it until that point what you were doing, and now I do. God damn it.
Are we able to move the statues? Are they like?
they're- you feel like even Ember might have trouble moving these. Like these are, they're average height humans, so think like 5'7", and then on a pedestal of like a big block of stone, they're probably close to a ton. But if you would like to look through the mirrors, go ahead and make me another perception check. Ah, see, there we go. So while looking through the mirrors, you do notice that one of them is a little different.
So can I go stand under the different mirror?
No, so like the entire ceiling is mirrored, and like so if you were looking up into it,
Oh,
and you're
one of the
looking-
statues is different.
yeah, one of the not one of the mirrors, one of the
Okay.
statues is different.
Got it. I thought it was the different mirror tiles.
No, we're
Okay.
catching up. We're catching up.
Okay. I would like to then walk over to that statue
Okay.
and yes,
And
something like yeah.
okay, so we'll just say for the sake of moving forward, you walk over and you touch the statue. The bindings on that statue fall. Go ahead and roll me another perception check. And you can hear again another lock disengage. You can't quite pinpoint where it is, but it definitely came from the area that you heard that first one.
Okay.
Am I catching any of this?
Go ahead and roll your perception check.
You're just
Like, I'm
"Goodbye."
in the room.
Yeah, I'm in rooms all the time and don't pay attention. It's called ADHD.
That is true.
You are paying attention to what Valindra is doing, but like what she's doing doesn't make sense to you. You don't get the thought behind it. But you do see her like look up and then like look at the statues, like look up again, and then like walk forward and touch one of them, and you see the bindings on that statue like fall.
The blindfold and the.
Nope, they're still blindfolded, but the bindings are gone.
Okay.
So I heard a lock disengage, so I think we should keep going and hope for the best.
Let's do it.
Okay, so just the adventurers pack that you all started with is a backpack, a bedroll, 10 pieces of chalk, flint and steel, 50
Correct.
feet of rope, 2 weeks ration, soap, 5 torches, and a water skin. So no climbing spikes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were using the rope.
So since yes, never mind.
Never mind. Okay. So you come out and you're like, I heard a lock disengage. And like Ember and Raga, you both hear that. Everyone go ahead and roll me your perception check again. All right,
Not
so
the worst rolls we've had.
nope, definitely not. It's not an Arcana roll, that's for sure. Valindra and Hana, you two, so you all hear the thumping. Ember and Raga, you aren't able to really like pinpoint where those footsteps are coming from. Ember, but you two are like, you're next to that door. You've tied it and everything, and you're like, all right, you think your plan's gonna succeed and everything. Which it could. Now again, like I'm not trying to poo-poo on you already. I gotta build the suspense.
Yeah.
Hana and Valindra, you two can pinpoint it that it's still a little ways out, but it's coming from that direction.
Direction where
From the bar door?
Ember and Raga are.
Yeah. So like
Okay.
this hallway here.
Okay.
You can't quite pinpoint it, like, but you could, like, if you were a betting person, you'd be like, I bet it's probably like 50 feet from the door, and it'd be a good bet.
I'm gonna wave those two over. Be like, get over here. Get over here. You're good to go.
We tied it shut.
It's coming. Let's go.
Giggity.
God damn you.
That wasn't even me. That was.
Oh, it was
Tori.
nice playing in this campaign. No.
Yeah.
Peace out, motherfuckers. All right. So you round the corner.
Check out this empty.
This empty room here. So I couldn't find a good sprite for it, but within that room is much like the other storage rooms. It's just full of like bookshelves and storage crates and everything. So another place that you could hide. But nothing like really useful. It just looks kind of just like an old rundown storage spot.
You couldn't find some 7-Up.
No, I mean you can
Since
roll
you
a
couldn't
perception,
find a Sprite.
but don't.
Uh,
We're a Pepsi house. Thank you very much. No, I'm joking.
Ew.
I just like roll a perception check to see if I find anything useful
Yeah, go for
while
it.
peeking my head in. The nat 20 or 27.
So you quickly realize that pretty much all of the books in there are just mangled beyond all recognition. You're quickly putting together that like this place was made to look like it was an inn, but by someone who doesn't really
Imitations.
understand what like any of that would actually look like. So it looks like they just kind of like picked up books from like a crypt that are like moldy and the writing is ineligible, and just like stuffed them in a room.
Okay. There is nothing in here.
Nope, just a good place to hide.
Keep moving.
Yep. Ooh, don't highlight everything. That's weird. All right, so again, in front of you is a set of double doors. To the right is another door. And you definitely feel like you're starting to like go in a circle. You're kind of like, okay, we've like, we've turned right and gone all the way down. We've also like come back and turned left. So like you're putting together that this is just a big loop.
while we were digging around in our bags, I'd like to say I'd have seen all the chalk in there and been like, oh, and I'll just pull out a piece of chalk and just start Xing the doors that we've gone into.
Okie dokie. So yeah, all of the doors.
Or that we've solved or whatever.
Yeah.
So the door that we solved and the door that we see is empty. Those will be the doors that
So yeah, right here there are 2 X's. Okay. Oh, Valinja and Hana, since you two are in the lead, what would you like to do?
I check the doorway.
Alrighty. So go ahead and make a perception check, and while you do that, inside this room are, much like the other one, 5 statues, but these are vastly different. Each one of them, nothing alike. On the southern edge here, you do recognize that it is an elf soldier. It's standing tall. Right here is a dwarven warrior, complete with a shield and sword kind of like in front of it, standing guard almost. This statue here is of a human child with both of its hands kind of like placed out in front of it, and it's looking towards the sky. This one here is of an angelic style being sitting on a pedestal. It has a skull in its lap, but it's just kind of like sitting there very relaxed. And then the one to the bottom right here is of a woman that looks as though she is like reaching out towards you, and in her hand is a stone candle.
Hmm.
Do, 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 do.
Oh, it took a second. I had to start from the very beginning with it. Okay.
Yes. I don't know. My mind just went blank.
What if we all stood in front of the statues that correspond most with like our build?
Well, there's only 2 that correspond. I mean, there's one elf and one dwarf, but there's also like I don't remember what their actual I don't remember if they're called archons or what. Actually, no, they're literally just angels. There's an angel there, and then there's a human boy and a human woman. So I guess 3. I guess there's 3.
Obviously, I'm supposed to stand in front of the angel.
Yes.
Obviously.
Any writing on the walls?
Roll a perception check.
Any voices in the corridor?
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me too. Spoopy, what did you get?
19.
So there is a couple inscriptions. A couple of on each statue there is an inscription. 3 of them are kind of scratched out, and that's on the dwarf, the elf, and the angel. On the small child, you can kind of faintly see it, but it says, "In begging there is strength." And then on the woman, it says, "And I shall light the way." Raga and Ember, you two hear you can hear the crash of the first set of doors, and then you hear a little bit of straining on the second one, and that's pretty much where you all are at right now.
Like the tide doors are being strained against?
Yeah, like instead of just like throwing the door open like you did earlier, it's like you can hear like it pushing on it, kind of like if you were to like grab a locked door, for example, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why can't I open this door?
I'm gonna start prepping that divine lance again.
Okay.
Is there an actual candle in her hand? Does it look like she should be holding a candle?
No, there's an actual candle. It's stone, but there is a candle.
I'll try lighting it.
Alrighty. So, you reach up and you light the candle, and it lights. And go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Yeah.
You realize that that candle is no longer stone. It is just a candle. And you also finally, not finally, but you do hear a lock disengage somewhere else. Kind of in the
Any
hallway to
numbers?
the south of you. Well, grab it and roll another perception check.
That's 3 unlocks
that's-
we've heard.
That's a negatory.
You're kind of panicking too much to really like focus and like really like look over the candle. But previously, because of your other perception check, you heard that sound that Ember and Raga heard earlier.
Good, Linda. Another one unlocked.
All right, so we should probably keep moving then.
Go.
Alrighty.
Am I holding this candle? That was happening.
Are you holding the candle?
I don't know. Sure.
And you're holding the candle. Congratulations.
Okay.
So as Valindra and Hana exit the room, Ember and Raga kind of look at them, and you immediately hear that door just break, like the sound of splintering wood, and just the you know the sound of the wood splintering and just hitting the ground and everything. And so panic is definitely setting in.
Right, time to go.
Agreed.
All right, so you all run south, and much like the other side, as you go through the two sets of double doors, you're greeted with a slanted hallway with windows on your left instead of your right. So that definite feeling of like, oh, I'm just running in circles has set in. As you continue through the hallway,
I'll slam a javelin through these doors as we run through.
Okay, so you kind of like turn around, you know, like finagle it in. Get it in, locked nice and tight, and continue moving on down. So, are you trying to climb out the window?
No, it was an accident.
I know. But yeah, so as you enter this area here, you quickly are like, you open the first set of double doors. You're greeted with a door directly in front of you, and then you're greeted with a door directly to your left, or a set of double doors directly to your left. And then Valindra, I'm assuming you're checking in that room.
Yes.
So this room is just filled with crates. Like floor to ceiling, there are some that are like trunk size that could easily like fit a large like adult. There are some very small, but it's just all manner of different boxes. And most of them look like they've been opened and rummaged through, but there's not a lot left. Mostly just like, kind of like the other room where it was just like provisions and scraps.
So, do you think we should hide again, or do you think we should keep moving?
Well, I think there's one last room we haven't checked. One last way.
You look like you got something on your mind, Riley.
I have an idea.
Well, do you want to talk it over with your group?
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn to Raga. We gotta go back to the other puzzle room.
Which one?
One with the candles.
Well, I thought that was kind of obvious by the fact that we didn't solve that one. But, right?
I mean, like, right now, though. Like,
Oh, just us or everyone?
well, we can do it one of two ways, and I'm just, like, looking down the hallway. I feel like we'll probably have a better chance if we split up and leave two folks here to hide.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I hear you, but you know what they say about splitting up your group.
I know what they say.
Alright, well, let's go then.
Okay.
Is this like a conversation that can be overheard?
No, they're kind of like whispering to each other, I would assume. Kind of just like...
Hold up. I'll run back and
Yeah.
I'll tie this.
I'm not
door
trying
quick.
to... Yeah.
Okay, so
So
javelin
we
and
got
then tie.
Javelin and then tied, and then we'll sprint this way, I guess, to go towards the candle room.
All right. So Hana and Valindra, you both kind of like turn around,
What?
and they're just like booking.
What's going? What are you doing?
Feel free to hide!
What the hell?
We'll be right back.
Spoopy and Tori, what are you two gonna do?
I'm gonna go Valindra. There's the other doors we haven't gone through. Do you want to just check there since apparently we're on our own?
Sure.
All right. So
So start heading towards these doors.
yep. So Valindra and Hana, you two watch your compatriots just like, hi, bye, we're gonna go do something, and just like fucking sprint past you two.
I think actually, when I get to the front doors, I'm gonna stop and say, "Wait, shortcut!"
Smart!
So you two just burst through the door. Same thing. So like Raga, it's the same thing that you saw before. Ember, you're just like, wait, this is just a tunnel. How is this a shortcut? Ember's just like, don't ask questions, just fucking go. You both hop in, close the door, and you just blink, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? And lo and behold, y'all are
We're
up
back
here.
in that room.
Yep.
All right.
The only difference now is there's a shattered window in front of you, and the door to your right is gone.
Oh. All right. Well, this
Door
way.
here. Yep. So we'll leave those two. Valindra and Hana, what are you two doing?
Into the room.
All right. So as you walk into the room, it is lined with cages. As I'm spilling tea all over myself like a dummy. Go ahead and roll me. You two go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Ah, yes. Nah, funny.
Nice.
Thank God.
Valindra, you're just like, these are a lot of cages. Hana, you look around and you realize that in one of the cages is the caravan driver, and he is unconscious. He is beat to a pulp, technically in one piece. Like, he's seen some better days though, but he is in one of the cages.
Oh yeah, sure, he's seen some better
I'm
days.
gonna
though.
run to that cage. I'm gonna run to that particular cage.
Okay, so we'll just say for
Which
sake
one
of
is
having
it?
one, it'll be this one right here.
Okay.
There
Is
is
there
a
a lock
lock.
on it?
Yeah, yeah. No, well, no. He's like just in the cage. The door is closed. It's kind of like very primitively like bent shut, but he is in there.
Okay. So I can't get open.
You could try and just brute force it open.
Or last lock work right now.
No, because there's no lock.
I'm not strong enough to brute force this. I'm just gonna have to shoot it open.
Shoot open the bent metal.
Yeah, if I can like, I don't know.
No, it looks like if you were to look at it, like the creature closed it and then just kind of squeezed the door and the cage together. So like, there's nothing to shoot. Like even if you shot the hinges, for example, and somehow broke them, it looks as though like when you take like two pieces of like tinfoil and you squeeze them together and you're like, I now have one piece of tinfoil. That's basically what the cage looks like.
So it's warped at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. Well, we found a caravan driver.
And he's alive. Payday. All right. We'll go back to Ember and Raga here. So, you both find the candle room, you burst in. What are you doing?
Okay. Run, light one candle. And then as I'm doing this, I'm saying to Raga, okay, if 9 is the only one, like, lights the one candle, it stays lit.
Yeah, one stays lit.
And then I go over to the 9. Why wouldn't it be the next in the sequence, right? No. And then try to light 9.
Yep, and both of them stay lit, so you have 2 lit candles currently.
I don't know where to go from here.
I thought you had it figured out.
I had this figured out. I only had step 2.
And all of the rest of the numbers just have like a couple of each.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like there were 3 zeros, but Spoopy has one of them, so there's like 2 zeros. There's like 4 ones. There's a, but the only thing that like really stuck out was there was 1 9.
Okay, we can do this real quick. I'm gonna take 1 and 9 and like just keep them here. I'm gonna go 1 9 and then you just start numerical sequencing. Got it?
1.
Okay.
So after just to skip ahead, after trial and error, you do find that 1 9 and 6 are the combination that all 3 of them stay lit.
Okay, it's lit. The 1 9 and 6. What?
Perception check. See if you hear anything. Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check. You don't hear a lock, but you do hear in the far corner, the southwest corner, you do hear that something just broke. It's faint, but it's a reverberating sound, like an echo through the hallways. You hear that like crunch of wood, like when you take like a wooden dowel or like stick and break it over your leg.
Sure.
You hear that crunch.
Oh, that's one door down.
Oh. Oh.
All right, let's leave those two, Spoopy and Tori, my 2 deers. What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna look at Valentia. Do you have any way to get this open? I don't think I'm gonna be strong enough.
Is there a way to somehow use my intelligence to?
Are you trying to like mind bullet the
not
the cage
mind
open?
bullet, but like how in I'm gonna use this as a for instance in Pirates of the Caribbean he uses a bench to pull the door off the hinges the way it's
leverage.
So not obviously not.
Oh,
that
you want to science your way to like help with it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. Both of you do.
Okay.
I was gonna say if that's the case. Oh my god.
Yeah. So Valindra, you immediately are just like, okay, I got a plan, I got an idea, let's go. And you're looking around, and you do find it's somewhat sturdy, but it is a long metal rod that you could probably use to like try and pry open. And then the both of you could do it together, and most likely get the door open if you don't just like slip and fuck up.
Sure.
All right, both of you go ahead and roll me strength checks.
This one?
Ugh.
So through a lot of struggling, and I mean a lot of struggling, you two do kind of like pry the cage open. Like you're able to get the makeshift crowbar in, and you're able to like pry it open, and the gate does pop open. But you two are exhausted from that. That took like every scrap of strength you have.
Need to get stronger.
All right. Well, now that he's free, what do we do?
I'm gonna try and like wake him up.
I have an idea.
Oh, Tori has an idea.
So, being a person of sound mind and body ish, and I would like to use one of the bison pelts to lay the caravan driver on so that we can drag him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You know what?
Nice.
I'll let you. So yeah, you two tag team. You pull him out onto the pelt, and then like you kind of like tie part of the pelt around the rod that you had, and basically made like a very primitive stretcher, but it works. You're able to actually drag him.
Yes.
All right.
Perfect.
So you two have solved that problem. Let's go back to Ember and Raga.
I don't understand. 196. Is there a fourth? They're all lit.
I mean, there are no like set amount of like spaces lined up for candles or anything that we need to light, right? We don't know how many we would need to light, right?
Like, are there an amount of rows that the candles are on? 4.
Each of the two racks, if you want to call them, are 4 levels. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 4 levels, 7 candles each level.
4 levels, 7 candles each level. 9, 6. Can I check the fourth?
What do you mean?
Like, are these so 196? Are these from 1, 2, and 3 where the candles were from? Do you see what I'm asking?
You just kind of like
Oh,
grab
they're
random
all
ones.
over.
You were like, this is
Okay,
the first
gotcha.
1 I see. This is the only 9 I
Got
see.
it.
This is the first 6 I see. So you were just like, hurriedly grabbing them.
And there's no other 9, huh?
Nope.
Right?
Hmm.
Trixie.
Trixie.
Well, 1, 2. I don't know what
I have
else to
another
do.
idea. I don't like this.
Well, I will say,
Mm.
just as a general hint,
General hint.
Tori has a bottle of liquid, right? And Spoopy has another candle. And while Spoopy did try to look at it, but in a panic didn't really see anything about the candle, no one's looked at the bottle. You just know it's a pink liquid.
Should we bring these back to them?
I don't know that they have a pink bottle of liquid.
They
so-
have the pink bottle. I don't have the pink
Yeah, we
bottle.
have the pink bottle. I did it. Yeah, right?
Yeah, well, no one's looked at the bottle.
Oh, shit. I'm gonna look at the bottle.
I don't know about it.
So, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Jesus!
I don't know if now's the time to be drinking.
I'm having a really difficult day!
I could use this! Don't take it from me! Raga, my dear, why don't you roll me a perception check? Not much better. So you two are like, yeah. You know in Zoolander, when they look at the computer and they're like, we can figure this out. That's you
Oh,
two right
no.
now. You're staring at the bottle and you're like, it's a liquid. Like, we have the ability to do it.
We're the dumb ones in the party. We shouldn't be trying to solve.
But you do realize that there is a label on the bottle. It's just very dirty. Go ahead and roll me another perception check. So in your panic, you're just like cleaning it off and everything. There we go.
Okay.
Jesus Christ!
So Raga, you're like, wait a second, what if we clean the label? Maybe we can read something. And Ember's just like,
What?
you know, like fucking genie in a lamp, hoping for
Between us,
anything.
we have exactly one brain cell.
You're
and
just
then
passing it back and forth. You're just like, all right, your turn, take it. So on the bottle, you read that it is a port, and you can find the date 1969.
Is
Nice.
that even a real date?
I mean,
What
technically,
is
yeah.
that? That's like thousands of years ago. Where's the other 9?
Where is the other 9? Hana and Valindra, what are you two doing?
So we're.
You can kind of hear them like kerfuffling together, by the way. Between the sound of breaking shit and those two, you're like, we're stuck in a rock and a hard place at this point.
Do we take him to them? I mean, they're the strong ones.
I think we should take him to them.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna slowly drag our new friend.
Between the two of you, you're able to actually make good pace. So
Okay.
you round the corner in time to like hear like the scuffling that they're doing, and you're just like, what the hell are these two doing? And as you round the
fuck
corner,
is happening?
yeah, go ahead and move yourselves up to the room. As you round the corner into the room, Ember and Raga, you see the caravan driver on this like makeshift thing, and you two are just like candles in arm, bottle in hand. You're just like panicked, disheveled.
What is happening?
Like, just
Does your candle say anything on it?
I don't know. I'll look at it again.
go ahead. Yep. Go ahead and roll a perception check, dude. Okay. You do read that though it is very faint, what either could be an 8 or a 9 is carved in on the candle.
It's an 8 or a 9? I got it from the statue.
Is it lit?
She said she would light
It's not
the way.
lit. No.
Yeah. Well, no, I
Light
lit it to get it off the statue.
Yeah. So Ember, you just like snag it from her like mid-sentence. You're just like, fuck this shit. Light it. All 4 candles are lit. Everyone go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Jesus Christ. Oh, thank God. I thought it was just gonna be Raga and I again. Just like, nope.
Raga, you're just happy that you have 4 candles lit. You're just living in the moment. You're like, I'm gonna take this small victory and I'm just gonna put it in my pocket for later. Everyone else though, you do hear that lock disengaging sound again, and it's definitely coming from the same area as before. Just happy to, yeah. Raga's just happy to be here.
It's 3 down, and we still have the room with the pedestals.
Is it only 3?
Well, Hana's only heard 3. Valindra's heard 4. Raga's heard
I'll
1.
say that's 4 locks.
And Ember, you've heard
Referencing
3 or
puzzles
4, I
solved.
believe.
I don't even know
3
what day
puzzles
it is.
solved and
That is
1
true.
room left.
Is it one room?
We've
left?
solved 4 puzzles.
With pedestals?
Yeah, we've done candles. We did bottles. We did the room with the weird thingies. We did the statues. Oh, we've done
No, we didn't solve this room.
5 then, I think.
Yes, you actually have done 5. You all have
Yeah.
just
There's
heard
one.
different sounds. So, like,
1, 2.
Valindra in the room with the pedestals, for example,
3.
was the only one inside the room and the only one who rolled a
Yeah.
high enough perception to actually hear that lock. So, spread out, y'all have only heard anywhere from 1 to 4 locks. Together, you have heard 5 individual.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
What do we do?
So what have
You
we
know, how
even
about-
been unlocking?
I don't know.
That's a good question. I mean, locks, but like that's the.
Right, but what good is solving these puzzles doing us?
We found him in a room full of cages, but
Should we go
I
to
didn't
the
see
front
it.
door?
We did. We went through the front door to get to the back hallway, which we.
Yeah, should we try it again now?
I mean,
Can't hurt.
this entire place is magic, so I wouldn't put it face
Right,
wise.
just one point, something we might want to think about is I'm pretty sure whatever that big monster thing that's trying to kill us is back that way towards the front door.
Yeah, that's a good point. Pulls out Great Star, starts headed towards it.
So,
Follow.
since two of you have figured out the theme for this, does anyone remember one of the very last verses?
Start at the beginning every time.
So grand total, there is one room that no one has revisited, right? So what would you say is the one place that you need to go back to, the place that you've been before?
The banquet room?
Maybe.
Should we try the banquet room? Just one more time, since everything else has been... We immediately bailed out because it was there, but it's not going to be there anymore.
Worth a try and not a death.
Okay,
Wrong. Oh,
this way.
Raga, what's
I'm
up?
gonna run back down the hall.
Wrong
and,
lever, crunk.
tie those doors off.
Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
so
I'll
run
stand
down-
until
Just about
Raga
out
is
of
back.
rope, by the way.
yeah, this will be the last of your rope, right? So as you know, Raga runs down, ties it. You can the hair on your arms and your neck starts to stand up, and you're just like hurriedly tying it, and you book it, and Ember's waiting for you. You two catch up. You round the corner. Hana and Valindra are holding the doors open to you. You guys round the corner into here. Everyone, go ahead and roll me a perception check. All right. So all of you, as you're getting closer and closer to these doors here, you hear a pounding on the other side, like someone trying to get through. But to no avail. It doesn't sound as though it's like the creature. It sounds almost like a human like knocking on a door trying to get in. And so you all just like round the corner, full sprint, you burst through. And as you burst through, you're almost blinded by daylight. On the other side of it is the caravan master. He's been trying to get in. And so we're going to go back here real quick. We're going to take our lovely players. The four of you are now standing in front of this almost dilapidated building. It is massive, as massive as you remember before, but you lot are all the way down here. And the caravan driver is just sitting there, like he's like panicked, confused that the four of you burst out, and he's like, "You lot were gone, and like we couldn't get in." He's like, "The guard and I have been circling and trying to search, and there's nothing here. What happened?"
I'm just gonna like pull forward his driver a little bit and be like,
He looks down and he's like, "What the fuck happened?" He's like, "Okay, full stop. Everyone,
He's the only one
caravan now.
left.
We're out of here." He goes, "Something isn't right. We need to get going."
That's not the half of it.
Amen. Pop cork tank.
So you all load up. Caravan driver takes the caravan master takes the place of the first driver. The guard takes the place of the second caravan driver. The first one is laying unconscious still in the back, and you all get out. The settlement is gone. The only thing that remains is this one dilapidated building, and it looks as though it's barely standing. The smells, the lights, the joy and laughter is completely gone. It looks almost like it's a crypt, right? Like there's cobwebs and everything. So as you pull out of sight, pushing the horses as fast as possible, all of you on the caravan just going, the caravan master giving absolutely no cares, just trying to get everyone to safety. You can breathe a sigh of relief And that is where we're going to end the episode today. So, I hope you all had a fantastic time. We will be back I believe next time we're going to be back on a Saturday, right? I think these two were the only Sunday games. So, October 8th, we will be back. You're going to see a little bit of a kind of increase until I catch our players up to where I want them level-wise, I should say. So things are going to be moving a little bit quickly, but on the 8th, we're going to be back normal time, 10 a.m. on a Saturday. We'll be here. If in case you missed the start of it, the episodes are going to be up on my YouTube, The Mustached Owl. And of course, you can always catch us all on social media. I am at TMO Gaming. I don't know if anyone else wants to plug themselves or not.
I am Riley.
Phrasing.
So yeah, but again, I will say if you like the show and everything, we do have a Patreon. It is linked on my my YouTube, that one thing, and you can get a whole bunch of cool things. You can get access to episodes early. You can even get access to our Discord, so you can talk to me. You can talk to the players, and at certain points, we will actually be having, if we reach milestones, I should say, we'll be having like AMAs and stuff like that, and even be doing fun contests. The other thing is, that's where future projects are going to be. That's the wrong one. This is the right one. TMO Creations. You think I would know this, considering I built the Patreon for this. But yeah, so any future projects that any of us at the table run or anything are going to be there as well. And it just kind of supports all of us here at this defunct business, I would say. I don't know. We're a group, we're a brand, we're people. But you can support us all and give us the ability to do cool projects in the future. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I hope everyone here has a fantastic rest of their weekend and goes in the week nice and regenerated and healthy. So, goodbye.